One of the most remarkable peculiarities we carry is the mismatch between our emotional development and our physical growth. We can often appear to be 50 years old on the outside, but only 4 years old on the inside when it comes to dealing with our impulses and the way we express ourselves. In the same way, we may be at the peak of adulthood physically, but emotionally we are already wise. To assess our own emotional maturity and that of others, we can ask a seemingly simple question, but one that takes us right to the heart of our true emotional age. What is our typical response when someone we trust emotionally disappoints us, hurts us, or leaves us in doubt? There are 3 responses that indicate a lack of emotional maturity, and we can rate our inclination in these cases on a scale of 1 to 10. First, we react in a bad mood, getting deeply upset, refusing to explain what has upset us. We feel that our dignity has been hurt, and we expect the other person to magically guess what they did wrong, like a child who hasn't yet mastered the language and expects their parents to understand their problems without them having to speak. The second reaction is anger, a disproportionate rage towards the person who has let us down. This anger may seem powerful, but it actually hides our fear and vulnerability. Our attacks and hostility are an encrypted way of admitting our deep pain and inner sadness. Finally, we can choose to put the person on ice by building a wall of indifference. This happens when we are emotionally vulnerable to someone's behavior, but insist that it doesn't affect us. We would rather ignore the wound than face our emotions. These 3 reactions reveal the 3 indicators of emotional maturity. 1. The ability to communicate. The ability to explain to someone why we are upset, believing that we can find the right words and that the person in question is not our enemy. 2. The ability to keep calm. A mature person knows that their self-esteem is robust enough not to need to shout, judge others, or assume the worst. 3. The ability to be vulnerable. A mature person accepts that being close to someone always involves the risk of getting hurt and is not afraid to show their emotions. These 3 qualities are what we might call the essential virtues of emotional maturity: communication, trust, and vulnerability. Ultimately, these virtues can be learned during a loving and nurturing childhood, or they can be acquired with effort in adulthood. Regardless, recognizing the need to learn these skills is a crucial step towards emotional maturity. There is no reason to be ashamed given our current ignorance. Many of us didn't grow up in an emotionally literate environment, and we may never have heard adults speaking the language of emotional maturity. Therefore, we may need to go back to emotional school and invest the time and patience to master the complex grammar of emotional adulthood, regardless of our chronological age.